Is reselling full-time worth it? I've decided to end the What Sold series and I'm beginning from where I sit. In this new series, I will cover interesting topics floating around in the reselling space. The format will be first to provide my thoughts on the current topic, then answer your questions and reply to your comments towards the end of the video because Resolutions gives you real solutions. Stay until the end to see if a question gets some airtime. This week I am covering the topic, is reselling full-time worth it? When I started selling full-time, it was a drastic change. Not so much because of fear or uncertainty, but because it happened overnight. 4 months before my planned start date. The last job I had ended horribly awesome. Corporate America thought I was cheap. They assumed I was a pushover and tried to get me to be woke and deny undeniable science facts, which I will never do. Never. But that story's for another day, and don't worry. Their woke days are numbered and I never forget. I went from having a steady paycheck to living in a constant state of uncertainty. The good old, if you don't sell, you don't eat. The first month was the hardest because the money I had planned on having for my new venture was incomplete and dwindled faster than anticipated because I was 4 months ahead of schedule. It was definitely stressful. I thought to myself, shit, what if I don't sell enough? Where are those 4 months of wages coming from? How are you going to make sure you're okay? And if you're not okay, what are you going to tell your girl? What are you going to tell your family? How will you face them all as a loser? And most importantly, how will you face yourself if you fail? No need to go on, you get the hint. I'm extremely tough on myself because I know my potential and I don't want to waste it. I also know that this is what many of you think about when it comes to any new big endeavor. You tend to scare yourself out of a great opportunity. As most of you are probably familiar, reselling as a full-time job means dedicating yourself entirely to finding those hidden gems at thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, retail arbitrage, wholesaling, bulk buying, or online marketplaces and turning them for a profit. It's a constant hustle, always on the lookout for the next big score. Maintaining a consistent income is one of the biggest challenges of being a full-time reseller. This is where most of the stress comes from. You never know when you'll hit a dry spell or when the market will shift, making it tough to adjust to your inventory. And on top of all that, you have to be a master of time management, balancing sourcing, listing, and shipping, all while keeping an eye on the competition. Unpredictable market trends are also a huge problem. Who remembers when untucked shirts were fire? Selling fast and for about, $25 to $20 per shirt plus ship. Now you'll be lucky if you get $15 to $19 plus ship. That's a huge difference in margins. What's hot today might be worthless tomorrow, and you need to stay ahead of the curve to stay profitable. It's a constant state of adaptation, and it can be exhausting. You have to be prepared to pivot at a moment's notice, which can be mentally and financially draining. As aforementioned, time management is crucial. As a full-time reseller, you are the boss. You want it to be, right? You're like the one-man band on the corner. You have to do it all and do it well so that you can get paid. You're the CEO, the accountant, the marketer, the shipping department, and even the janitor. You're all jobs but get paid for one. It can definitely be overwhelming, especially during peak season like fourth quarter when you're dealing with a high volume of sales. Sounds like a drag, right? Sounds like I hate to do this full time? Well, I don't. Even with all its challenges, the benefits of selling full time far outweigh the negative shit I just laid out for you. The flexibility is like nothing else you will experience working a traditional 9 to 5. I can work from anywhere at any time as long as I have an internet connection. I can take breaks whenever I want, take time off whenever I want, and even take a shit whenever I want without asking for permission, like if I was in elementary school when I want to use the bathroom. Insane. And yet people put up with it. Another benefit of being a full-time reseller is the potential for high profits. When you find that rare item, that thrill you get is like nothing else. You can make a week's worth of wages in just one transaction and you feel hella proud when it happens, as you should. At that moment in time, you are a winner. You are a pro. You are the GOAT. And of course, you also have the thrill of the hunt. Not sure about you, but I love the process of searching for those special finds. Digging through racks of clothes or shelves of electronics. Always on the lookout for that one great item. It's like a never-ending treasure hunt. Super fun. One of my favorite moments in my reselling career was when I bought a gorgeous vintage saxophone called the Naked Lady because it had an etching of a naked lady. It's awesome. I knew it was worth money and no one else did at that auction because it looked trashed. It was so nasty. It was rusted, pads were torn, and missing the mouthpiece. But I saw the diamond in the rough. I bought it for $20, had it refurbished locally in San Antonio for about $450, and then listed it on eBay. That sucker sold within 2 days for $2,500 to a jazz musician in New York. I still remember the feeling of success. It was one of my best finds ever. It did also remind me, however, that there will always be good times and bad times. Not all finds will bring in that much money, and some will not even sell at all, as evidenced by my deep discounts on some old items. In any case, reselling full-time is not for everyone. It takes passion, perseverance, and adaptability to thrive in this business. The pros and cons are real, and you must be aware of both before diving in head first. From where I sit, reselling full-time is definitely, without a doubt, worth it. I wanted to cover this topic to get the conversation started before my next live stream. On Sunday, August 4th at 7 p.m., I will be going live talking about reselling full-time. I hope that watching this video stirs up the entrepreneur in you and pushes you to make it to the live session so that you can get answers to your questions, because Resolutions gives you real solutions. If you have a topic you'd like me to cover in this series, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys are interested in. Now on to answer your questions and reply to your comments. But before I do that, don't forget to give this video a like, share this with anybody that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. First question, at Chical209, are you shipping alkaline lithium silver oxide batteries with electronics? If so, would it be possible to explain the hazard stickers you use for ground shipping and any special packaging you do? Better yet, liquids such as colognes and aerosols too. The USPS guide sucks. Thanks. Well, that's for damn sure. I've tried to read the USPS guide and it's horrible. I learned how to do all this online when I took a course a long time ago. I don't even remember where I took it, but I took a course on hazmat, shipping a bunch of different items. I can tell you a couple of things. Look, first off, I recommend you take an appropriate course that gives you all the legal mumbo jumbo of what to do, what not to do. I'm not going to give you too much information because I don't want some a-hole to ship something and then something happens and then they blame me because I saw it or the YouTuber, the guy told me. What I can tell you is that a lot of the times, actually almost always, when you ship something, there's a button that you have to click that it says there's nothing hazardous in here or there is something hazardous in here. The reason for that is because when the label prints out, that label already has information that whoever is handling the package understands that there's hazardous materials in there, so they understand how to handle it better. Now, should you label the exterior of your packages? Yes, you should, because sometimes there is no scan. So what you want to do is put an appropriate label. I can tell you that one label that I use for ground only, meaning when I'm shipping colognes or anything that has alcohol in it, and that is in vodka or tequila, not that kind of alcohol. Alcohol as in cologne. It's a black diamond that you can download. The best place that I've seen that has information on this is Pirate Ship, believe it or not, of all sites. They are really good at explaining things. You should go there and check them out. This is a comment at Georgette Horseness 9626. That is a long screen name. She says 1539. She's referencing the what sold in electronics video, a certain time code. That was really nice of you. I totally expected you to say don't sell them or only sell them locally or something. She's referencing a comment that I made to somebody that asked me that said, I'm horrible at shipping breakables. And what should I do? So I gave her 3 different options, 3 different solutions. Again, because Resolutions gives you real solutions. The reason I gave you 3 solutions is because I don't like to give up. Whenever I have a problem, I have to fix it. I don't like people like other YouTubers that tell you, well, just sell it locally, because they're kind of giving you the brush off. Because I don't want to find a solution for you and I don't want to help you. So just do whatever. I am not like that. I am going to exhaust all options before I tell you, like, bro, what do you want me to say? Then just sell it locally. But I really try to help as many people as I can with my knowledge, with all of my experience. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. At Gina Davis 2779 asks, Damien with an A, can you show me how you have your pictures to the right of the screen so we can grab and drop? I'm a little technology challenged and do not know how to do that. Thanks for another great video. I feel like I'm very slow and know this will help me. Well, this is fairly simple. What you do is that you open however many tabs and you just change the size of the window to fit wherever you need it to fit. Look at the setup that I have on screen. My setup is very different than most people's because I have two screens and the screens aren't small, they're very wide. I did this on purpose because I like to put a lot of information on my screen so it can be easier for me to look at everything. It's always like this for me. On the left is my eBay active listings or when I'm doing searching or listing or whatever. On the right is a folder with all the pictures and everything that I need to grab and drop. At the top, I either have entertainment, which is like a show of something or other, or I have Google image search, or I have anything else that I need to make my job faster and easier. I recommend this setup, but if you don't have money because this is not cheap, then just do what you can. I know that a lot of you are on your phone or on just one screen, but you can still use it. What I do recommend is there's an app. If you have Mac products, there's an app called Magnet. You download it to your computer and it'll give you shortcuts. It'll make certain sizes for your screens easy with a shortcut. I use it all the time and I love it. So I do recommend it. At Sterner0722, how do you get photos in split screen when you copy and list? Thanks for your video. It's very helpful. I wanted to show you guys that there's two people. There's actually a lot more that asked about this because I really thought that this was a simple thing that everybody did. And I don't mean to be an asshole. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. But I really thought that this was the way that people worked. I have worked like this for a long time. I always have screens everywhere. So if you don't know how to do it, just start messing with the size of the screen to where it actually fits, but don't make it too small to where it jumbles it up and now you don't understand where the categories are and everything gets moved around. So just be careful with that. At Keanu Allen asks, I think I pronounced it right. Thank you for these tips. I feel like when I list, it takes forever. I'm definitely using all this info. I put this comment on here too because I really like that video that I just made. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's down below. It's called List It Faster on eBay. I just show you 5 different ways to list things a lot faster. That's it. It's very simple. At STracy1, are you using a Windows PC? If so, where did you go create your auto text shortcuts? I've tried searching and looking on YouTube, but most are trying to get to download a special app. Is that what you did? I don't use PC. I don't like PC. Everything in my home is Mac or is Apple. So I don't know exactly how to do that, but I know that, yeah, most of the time people that are on PC tell me that they have to get an app. I really don't think so, though, because I really doubt that PCs stay so far behind that something simple like this is not built in. What I recommend is go to your settings, go to your keyboard, and usually there's keyboard shortcuts. You can probably make it from there. That's it. Try it, and if it doesn't work, then you're going to have to get an app. At SDVLT says, love your videos. How do you know if the shirt is regular, slim fit, etc. if it doesn't have the tag? And when a shirt has no size label, how do you distinguish the size, please? Excellent question. A lot of the times I don't even want to pick up shirts because it has no tag. That means you don't have a size. Sometimes you don't have what it's made of, like if it's cotton poly or whatever. I know because I touch everything and I'm used to it already. But what if you don't know? What if you lie and somebody gets it and they're like, that's not cotton, that's poly. You lied. I want my money back. This is what I do. First off, for the sizing. Okay, let's go with shirts. Let's just assume that I bought a Tommy Bahama shirt and I don't know what size it is. You're still going to measure. You have to measure from the neck to the bottom of the shirt and then from pit to pit all the way across, which is your chest. So if it's 18, you're going to double that. So it's going to be a 36-inch chest. You go to the Tommy Bahama website because everybody measures differently. And then you look at their measurements. Usually it'll have a sizing chart and it'll say 36 inches equals to medium. So now you know it's a medium. Now when it comes to regular fit, slim fit, whatever, man, that's kind of difficult because from one brand to another, slim fit might not be slim for another brand. Regular fit might not be regular for another brand. Everybody does their own thing because everybody wants to be special and everybody wants to be different. So they start calling things weird names. Custom fit, tailored fit. Like, what the hell does that mean? So you can either go to the brand and research it and see, depending on how the cut is. For example, when it goes like this, usually it's going to be slim fit. But you don't know. So my recommendation is that you don't include that in the listing. If you don't know if it's regular fit or slim fit or whatever fit, just don't include it. Leave it out. At Edith Nieto 1582 asks, hi, are you uploading pics from your phone or using an SD card from your home computer to your listings? Personal choice, or do you think one or the other is faster. I'm using my phone to do it all. Thank you for the great videos. Okay, I use AirDrop. That means that I put everything on my phone and then I AirDrop it to my computer wherever I'm at. I have a Mac Mini. I have a laptop. I have a laptop over there too in my processing room. I have things that I can AirDrop them everywhere. That's why I do Mac. I don't like to use SD cards because first off, you have to clean the SD card. You got to put it in something, whatever you're using. Then you got to take that SD card out, put it in something else, wait till it loads, and then download. It seems like too many steps. As far as AirDrop goes, I just go to my photos, choose all the pictures, click AirDrop, and send it to wherever I need to send it. In the house, because everything is interconnected. So it's just a lot easier for me. I recommend that, but if you don't have Mac, if you're working on PC, I'm assuming that you can find an easy way to wirelessly transfer everything. That's just me. At Sandy Desmond, thanks for another helpful video. I use Chromebook, but I need to upgrade so I can AirDrop photos instead of uploading them from the phone for every listing. The shortcuts would also be a huge time saver. I do my custom SKU similarly. She goes on to a few things, and then she asks, how do you decide to promote at 10.1%? I've avoided flat rate shipping because I'm in Rhode Island and it's expensive to ship across country. When you use flat rate, do you weigh the item when you buy a shipping label? If so, do you ever lose money? Well, let me talk about the promoted first. I promote at 10.1 when it comes to clothing only because I've promoted 3%, 5%, 8%, 15%, and 10.1 for me, 10, 10.1, sometimes 9.1, sometimes 12.1 is the range. The average is 10.1. That is what gives me the amount of sales for the amount of money that I'm willing to pay back to eBay to promote my listing. There's not really a rhyme or reason. I can't give you a list of, this works better, this doesn't work better. It was a lot of trial and error. Now, when you asked about flat rate shipping, I never really do calculated and I never really do anything else other than flat rate because I've been doing this so long that I just know. And I don't want to sound like a douche like I know everything because I don't. But for the most part, I never really lose money. I can tell you, I grab an item and then I can tell you, oh, okay, well, this is about 15 ounces, so let's charge $6.99. What I do is that I build a little bit of the packing materials and time that it takes for me to ship. So something that, for example, let's just say this American flag. This is 1 ounce or less. Because of the package that I'm going to have to ship it in, it's going to be about 3 ounces. That's still under 4 ounces. Right now, 4 ounces is going to be about $4.08 to $4 and whatever, depending on where you're shipping. But I do $4.99 minimum. I don't do $3.99. I don't do $4.50. I do $4.99 minimum on anything that leaves my store. And then I go up from there. I do $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, depending on what it is. I always have to have a bumper because it gives you a little bit of money. Also because eBay is forcing a fee on you. On top of the item that you sold, it also takes part of your shipping because they take the fee at the top, at the very top line. Meaning if your item is $20 plus $10 shipping, they're going to take their percentage off of the $30. That means that your shipping is also taking a hit. So I always bump it up a little bit. That's the best that I can tell you. At June Brez Giz 1652, she gave an awesome tip and I really want you guys to see it and hear it. Unbreakable, you need to put paper inside of the item. Like champagne glass, when they throw the box, the glass will vibrate and shatter. I found this tip from another seller and I don't have items break. Also, I wrap the bubble wrap and do not tape and then take a big sheet of paper and wrap around the item. They can open easily and will arrive securely because they can rip the paper. I sell glass ornaments, glassware, and more. Since I have done this, I have so many happy customers. I don't double box. Make sure you use a sturdy box. Great tips. The double boxing, she's referencing something that I said to somebody else. And I said double box because if you really suck at doing something, but you really want to sell it, then double box because that ensures that it's not going to break. It's very rare when you double box that it breaks. But that is not good for business. That is a horrible way to do business because now you're paying for 2 boxes and more weight. But you got to do what you got to do. If there's enough margin and that's what you want to do, go for it. And that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for today's episode of From Where I Sit. To continue to support the channel, you can always buy a shirt, a hat, or a logo sticker from the store below. You can also become a member of the Resolutions Posse and enjoy perks like member shoutouts, advanced video viewing, and members only live streams depending on your level. And come on, it costs you less than a cup of gas station coffee. As always, give this video a like, share this with anybody that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss some videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace! And cheers as always. Don't forget to leave the topic ideas below. Oh shit. Nope, I can't do that one again. I forget. Unpredictable. Damn it. You need to stay ahead of the game. What the fuck?